Progressive Insurance. Download
Yes,
the podcast.
take a breath, Max.
Listen on the smart
I think it's
speakers.
the
We're
monitor.
everywhere. What a performance by the Philadelphia Eagles. They are look, they had 3 losses this year, but 2 of them came without Jalen Hurts, right? Like, when Hurts has been playing for this team, remember early in the season, guys, when I was like, I look at a team at a certain point when
What were you like, Max?
when I start to pick winners, and I'm like, okay, this team is not a 14, 15 win team. They're due to get popped, right?
Yeah, you said 15 was too much.
No,
But
the only reason why they was 13-3, I mean 13
14
3,
Because Hurts got hurt.
16 games. But the only reason why Hurts got hurt,
Yep.
and if he wasn't hurt,
They don't have 1 or 2 losses. Maybe.
They may
Exactly.
not. Well, they had
Maybe.
the Commanders loss.
Yep.
And that might have been the only one.
That might have been it. That's
that might
what
have
I'm
been
saying.
the only one.
Key, this is what I'm saying. They were a team that whose dominance in the regular season at least, and now extending all the way until the Super Bowl at least, I will remember. They're a juggernaut when Hurts is healthy.
Yeah, but a lot of people, including yourself and Jay, was questioning their schedule. Don't you look at me out the side of your eyes like that, Jay. I see you. You question their schedule.
Well, you're allowed to ask questions about a team in particular.
Ask.
I mean, but we
I
also
never said you wasn't allowed to ask.
But in the same breath, we also did say that they were the most complete team in the NFL.
Yeah, we did, but y'all
Before the season started, we said that.
Yeah.
You question their schedule just like we question Minnesota's realness. We put them on the same level to a degree as Minnesota.
No, stop.
No,
stop.
yes, people did.
No.
Man,
It was more so people
Pat,
questioning
did they
Jalen
not?
Hurts at the beginning of the year.
Did they? Well, of course they
were wrong.
They completely.
Our show was right.
I've been on Jalen Hurts since day one, and I'm not taking it back. I'm pounding my chest.
Jalen
Since
Hurts
day
has a
one.
chance to when the dust settles, he could be seen as the second best quarterback in the NFL. Because even if he were to beat Mahomes, it would still be like, yeah, but Mahomes has done it now for 5 years, right? He has a lot of hardware already in his cabinet.
But he will, if he beats Mahomes, he will be the second best quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There is no argument there. I don't care about the statistics. There's no argument there. You win the Super because here's what I would say. If Josh Allen won the Super Bowl, if Joe Burrow won the Super Bowl, you would anoint them. If Justin Herbert won the Super Bowl, you would sit there and say, "Oh, the best records."
Right.
You would do that.
And some people like you, and some people like you would be like, "Oh, I don't know. You can't say that for sure."
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that if they have a chip.
Right. That's
It's
why I'm
hard
making
for
the
me-
argument,
Different with
Key.
Jalen.
I'm making that very argument that if Hurts goes all the way, with the exception
No, you said
of
maybe.
because Mahomes is still number 1 is my point.
Of course, Mahomes
Right.
is number 1, and Jalen Hurts is 2.
Right.
At
There's
that
a difference.
Point, but I still might take Aaron Rodgers over Jalen Hurts with the right team.
See,
I'm
it's
just
you.
telling you.
It's people like you keeping Hurts down.
But Max, you can rank quarterbacks without saying who you might take to start your franchise. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
Of course, but I think we all it's safe to say if we had a franchise and we needed to win a Super Bowl in 2 to 3 years, probably gonna look at Aaron Rodgers real hard. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Jalen Hurts, it's not only is he putting up the numbers and all those things, but just look at what the team looked like with him and without him.
Great
right?
recipe. Look at his numbers from yesterday. Defense plays well. They run the football. No turnovers by him. He stays under 30 attempts. That's the recipe for success.
So one of
But Max, that's just because we talk a lot about Patrick Mahomes and the high ankle sprain and needing the 2 weeks to get rest. Like, it still didn't feel to me, even though they blitzed him yesterday, that Jalen Hurts seemed fully healthy.
Yep.
Right? Like, he still had there were some missed throws, and you wonder, like, that 2 week stint's going to be good for him, too, for both these quarterbacks to get to full health so they can compete at the highest level.
What they did is they tailed back the passing game. Okay? He missed the deep throw to A.J. Brown. He missed it a little bit, but he'd like to have that one.
That was
he'd
overthrown.
like to have that one back. I'm sure if they gave him another shot at it, he would have connected. That was a nice scramble and throw to Devontae Adams on the left. Not Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith.
That left-handed
on the
catch.
left-hand side with the nice grab. I mean, he did some stuff, falling away, falling back, being rushed. As you remember, Pat, late on third down, across the middle to A.J. Brown, low, but he scooped it up. He was able to get enough velocity on the football. So he did some stuff there that made you say, okay, this is the guy. When everybody doubted him coming into, like he said yesterday, there were probably certain people who didn't want to see him drafted in Philadelphia. That's just the reality of it. They gave Carson Wentz $120-something million, and then they wound up selecting him in the second round as an insurance policy. But they were smart enough to realize this guy here is probably better than the guy we just gave the money to.
Yeah.
Let's ruffle his feathers get rid of his ass, insert Jalen into the lineup. Jalen becomes a full-time starter as a rookie to me, because I don't count the 4 games. So it becomes a rookie year. He takes them to Tampa Bay. He loses against Tampa, which was a juggernaut of a team at that time on defense for a young quarterback. And then this year, Jay, as you mentioned, he comes out. Everybody's still questioning, whether or not he can throw the football over the middle. And he can do this. And of course he's going to get better. It's his second year as a full-time starter, and now he's in the Super Bowl.
He is also one of those Superman quarterbacks. Like, this is one of the things. Can you still win with a guy in these finals 4 here, in this final 4? You had 3 Superman quarterbacks and 1 regular human quarterback, right? Brock Purdy is a nice little quarterback, but he's like a regular quarterback. And you look at Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, and these guys have extra special powers at the position. And the question is, I had going into these to this round was, can you? Because Niners got everything you need, right? Everything you need, and a nice quarterback. I don't know. I mean, you can win a Super Bowl with a guy like, but a lot has to go right.
Max,
a lot.
I mean, look, I still think the Eagles were the better team. But Brock Purdy did get hurt early in the game. I mean, he tried to come back.
He had to come back in.
He had to come back.
He's the 3rd and 5th string quarterback, by the way.
You got a running back in there at one point in the game, right?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, you're sitting there looking at the 49ers. I mean, you're like, wow, what happened to that defense? That defense was supposed to be so vaunted. And we talked about that. Obviously, it couldn't handle the running game and how Jalen Hurts and company played. But, man, like, at the end of the day, man, the Eagles are just that team, and the 49ers weren't without Brock Purdy.
Well, you got guys like Jason Kelsey coming and pulling. Centers shouldn't be able to pull in the National Football League. But you got a center pulling, getting up on the linebackers, Greenlaw kind of playing brother-in-law, moving around, not going over the top and forcing the run back toward the flow of the traffic. Instead, he goes underneath Jason Kelsey, so therefore he's going to miss the block. I mean, he's going to miss the tackle. Sanders just walks into the end zone. A lot of that, and then another one where Nick Bosa, Kelsey pushes up and then slides to the right on Nick Bosa, almost knocked his head off, and then the guy walks into the end zone there. Defensively, DeMarco Ryans and company did not, but they didn't help him either.
Mm-hmm.
The defense didn't help him with all those different penalties. So when you look at that, Jay, a lot of that, when you talk about this defense being stout, the last time they saw a potent offense was in Week 8 against the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the last time. I mean, you could say they saw the Miami Dolphins, and that's not the same.
Jason Kelsey, man, and by the way, him and Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane Johnson too.
That Eagles offensive line is really the carryover from the last Eagles team that went to the Super Bowl and won it in 2017, right? And they did it with a normal quarterback, not a superhuman quarterback, in Nick Foles, right? But that line deserves a lot of credit. Stoutland, too, the offensive line coach. Does Joe Burrow deserve any blame for yesterday's loss? Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio.